Movies you've never heard of. This week's episode, The Minus Man, starring Owen Wilson. There are other names billed here, but Owen really steals the show. Secondary kudos to Brian Cox, who you might know from Succession or the Bourne Identity movies, even the original Hannibal Lecter movie from the 80s. What was that called? Mindhunter or something? Manhunter. And then there's a few musical artists, guest appearances: Dwight Yoakam, Sheryl Crow, and then Janine Garofalo from, what was that, the Larry Sanders Show in the 90s. But this movie is all about this guy right here, Van Can. If anybody can, Van can. It's described as trance-like and seductive, chilling and intriguing. From the writer of Blade Runner and the producers of Sling Blade. It's produced by Think Film, like mega independent, so it's kind of a surprise I even found this on a shelf. It made less than $1 million when it went to theaters in 1999. This was before Owen Wilson was like a huge household name, and before Shanghai Noon, some of the movies that put him on the map in the early 2000s. So he's fresh-faced, hasn't been overused, and he just plays this strangely likable, charming, conservative serial killer. It's kind of weird, but the subtitle here, when he's around, nothing adds up. Now, I don't want to give away too much, but if you were to read the back synopsis, you would find out that he's a serial killer, but he colors inside the lines. He looks out for people, and so for that reason, it's a very interesting character study. So despite the fact that there's a whole lot of other actors billed on this, it's really all about developing, like, what is his why. And I don't know that we totally get to understand all that, but needless to say, it was an entertaining film. Interesting to see a likable, funny guy play a serial killer. And he didn't play it in a scary way. It was a lot more intelligent. It wasn't like totally off the wall nutso. It was a lot more subdued and restrained. And I think it probably spoke louder that way. He wasn't so over the top. So all in all, yes, it's probably not one you're going to hear about often at all. But stylistically, it was well done for a late 90s psychological thriller. Kind of a slow burn, runs about an hour and 50 minutes. And if nothing else, Dwight Yoakam has a scene where he goes boom and slams his head on the wall and kind of tries to steal the show. But Owen, he keeps his cool and his redeeming qualities. The Minus Man, pretty clean. Like it doesn't show a lot. It doesn't curse a lot. It doesn't have a lot of inappropriate content. It's more about a character on a journey, and we're slowly figuring out what makes him tick and what throws him off. And as he starts to assimilate into this small town with this sort of ideological values of what makes America a cool place to live, you kind of want to cheer for him to get back on his feet and to figure out life and all that. The Minus Man. I don't know if there are very many places you can find it. Maybe Amazon rental or streaming or physical media. You could buy it through eBay, something like that. See what you think. I'd give it a solid 6.5 out of 10, which for an independent film is pretty good, pretty solid. And interesting just to kind of see some of these other actors that have continued to progress onwards since then in a different light. So that's what I have on The Minus Man. Stay tuned for next time. We'll pick another one.